Today, we are very pleased and very honored to host a very distinguished academic. She is the one who is breaking the glass ceiling, and she currently serves as the AAU ambassador for gender equity and social inclusion. We have with us today the Vice Chancellor of the University of Ghana. Prof, we are indeed very honored to have you.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, thank you so much. We have with us Professor Nana Aba Amfo Appiah, the Vice Chancellor of the University of Ghana. We want to start off by getting to know you. We want to know who you are. Let's go a bit about growing up. What was your childhood career ambition? We all have ours. Most of us wanted to be doctors, we wanted to be lawyers, we wanted to be engineers or something of that sort. What was your childhood ambition? Did you set out to be a vice chancellor? Did you set out to be in education? Or how close are you now to what you currently envisioned yourself as a child? And maybe just a bit about your background, where you grew up and anything that you want to share with us. This podcast offers us the platform to get to know you, the aspect of you that the world doesn't know. We are really interested in knowing.
Thank you very much. I was born in Kumasi, born to two educators. Both my parents were teachers. My father went into administration, sports administration. So at that time, yes, he was into sports administration, and my mother was a high school teacher. So I was born into education. And like most children, I had shifting ambitions, as to what I wanted to be in the future. Yes, I went through the doctor phase, the lawyer phase, and all of those. Um, but you can see that I was born into an education family. So the most important thing for my parents was that we stayed in school and we did what we loved and excelled in doing what we loved. And so, yes, I went through the various stages of education, primary, secondary. Well, I'm of the old school, the O level, A level bit, and then ended up at the University of Ghana. I do recall that in sixth form, one of our teachers, I don't remember what it was that he saw, but he suggested that I should try out linguistics. Of course, I mean, I didn't even take him seriously. I didn't know what that was about.
Yeah.
I didn't take him seriously. By the time I was entering a university, I wanted to do administration. But I didn't make the cut, and I was offered French, linguistics, and English. And so that's how I came into languages. And by the time I was done, and I was the last batch of the trimester system, so it was first, second term. By the time I was done with the first term, I knew that I would stay with linguistics, or was it that linguistics will stay with me? And so by the end of the first year, my struggle was between French and English, which one I should drop, because I was very sure I was going to stay with linguistics. I was obviously inspired by lecturers like Professor Florence Abland Fine, who exuded so much knowledge in grace. And I really aspired to be like her. So that's how I found myself, in linguistics for the long haul.
Okay.
Certainly, I didn't set out to be a vice chancellor. I set out to be in academia, just doing what I loved doing. And of course, one thing led to the other, um, as I grew in my profession, my leadership qualities, also became apparent. And so I became head of department at some point in 2013, and then dean of the School of Languages in 2014. And then pro-vice chancellor for academic and student affairs in 2019. And vice chancellor first acting in 2021 August as substantive vice chancellor from October 2021. Alongside, I played other leadership roles in professional associations and so on.
Excellent. I think I picked something from your narrative about the fact that perhaps you applied to administration and then you ended up not getting it, so you switched to linguistics. And I see a message in there for the youth, for the young academic that is rising, that some closed doors are actually propelling you for a greater good. I think we'd love to hear your perspective on that.
Yeah, certainly. Sometimes when we are looking in a certain direction and it doesn't go well for you in that direction, but there are other opportunities. I say that once you accept to do that, you should put in your all, and because what matters most is excellence. It doesn't matter what you're doing. I mean, so long as it's legal, what you need to do is to excel in that, because that is going to take you places where other people are not going to be able to enter.
Okay. So as you mentioned, you are a bit of the older generation and you've been through the academic system and today you are heading an academic institution. What do you think is critical for preparing today's graduates for the 21st century needs? What should higher education institutions focus on? And I mean, what should we be doing as higher education stakeholders to ensure that the graduates that we are producing from today's Africa universities in the age of AI, in the age of, cyber security interruptions here and there, what should we focus on to ensure we are producing graduates that are fit for purpose?
Well, disciplinary expertise is important, but obviously it's not the most important. It's probably even most critical at the very start of your career. But clearly, there are other skills that every graduate needs to have. So, critical thinking skills, that's very important. I say that every graduate needs to be digitally savvy, whether it was history, or performing arts or economics or finance. You need to be digitally savvy. You need those skills to survive and thrive in today's world. So digital savviness is one of these. And then also we need to guide our students to be adaptable because things change so quickly these days.
Yeah.
And so you should be in the situation to also change with the times and be able to adapt in different roles.
Okay.
So if I am to choose the top 3 skills, I would say critical thinking, digital savviness, and adaptability. And finally, we should also train our students to be confident in themselves and have good presentation skills. Because you may have all the skills that is needed for the job, but you should be able to convince people to be able to, for them to give you that opportunity.
I was waiting for that last point because as a linguist, I knew that communication would definitely come up somewhere. So that is really excellent. You have been a vice chancellor of an institution that has been in existence for so long,
Yeah.
which is a very prestigious university counted among the top universities in Africa. If I'm a vice chancellor of another institution somewhere, what would you say are the top opportunities that are available within our ecosystem that we can capitalize to transform Africa's higher education across the continent, perhaps in the next 10 years? Do we have some opportunities that we can leverage to strengthen our institutions?
Yeah, we do have opportunities, and I would say that collaboration, engagements, and partnerships for us. Our fourth strategic priority is engagement and partnerships because we recognize that that is the way to go. You know, what we have set for ourselves, our vision is to achieve global impact. We know that we cannot do it on our own. Even when it comes to the training of our students, we can do it better when we collaborate. Sometimes you hear that, oh, universities today, they are not training people, for the job market today and so on. We are academics. That's who we are. For us to be able to train these students to fit well into the world of folk, it has to be done in collaboration with industry through internships for the students, through getting industry expertise to sometimes come to the classroom and have some guest lectures, through getting our faculty to also visit industry. And so partnership is very critical. I mean, we have not too long ago, had the QS Sub-Saharan Africa rankings here at the AAU. And one of the things that I took away from there is that we need a critical mass of universities that are excelling, right? So, for example, the University of Ghana did very well. In fact, it's short of the South African universities that were 1 to 7. University of Ghana was in 8th place, right? But you realize that not every university is doing so well. And so we, as a country, we are not significantly projected, up there in the rankings. It requires for a collective and a collaborative effort. And so that's my word to all university leaders out there. We need to collaborate. We will achieve more with a collaborative mindset rather than a competitive mindset. So we need to collaborate. We need to collaborate among ourselves as educational institutions. We need to collaborate with government agencies so that we are also able to inform policy, because a lot of research goes on in these universities. We need to collaborate with industry, and we need to collaborate with our communities, the communities in which we are situated. We need to collaborate with them because at the end of the day, the university is out there for the good of the community and the public.
Okay. So listening to you, I mean, I've been enjoying the discussion, the grace with which you are presenting the issues and all of that. And I'm admiring it. And so I'm asking myself, if I'm an early career researcher, or I'm even at the secondary school level, or somebody in university level 100 to 400, and I'm considering academia because I'm looking up to people like you, and thinking, oh, I think I like that. I would really love to also someday be a vice chancellor. But we also need to be looking at the financial side of things. So I would like to ask, is academia resourceful? Does it pay? Is it a field that you would advise a young person starting off their career to want to venture into it?
Well, I have been in academia all my life, and I love it. Globally, academia compared to industry doesn't pay as much globally all over the world. But it all depends on you, and how resourceful you are. They are academics who are very well off, and they are, I don't want to, mention any other professions.
Okay.
Sometimes we think, maybe rightly so, oh, this profession, pays well. But you could be an individual in that profession, and you are not getting as much,
Okay.
right? So a lot depends on the individual. If you want to be an academic, you need to understand what it means to be an academic. Being an academic is not just about going to the classroom, teaching and marking, scripts semester after semester. You need to understand right from the beginning what it means to make progress as an academic.
Okay.
A lot depends on your research and your research output, your resourcefulness, your ability to write grant applications and win grants, your ability to collaborate, locally and internationally. So to every young person out there, I would say that whatever profession that you are contemplating to enter into, take your time to find out about the profession, what it means, to grow in that profession, what it means to be successful in that profession, and be deliberate and be consistent in what you are doing. You see, interest also is important.
Okay.
If you don't have an interest in something, it feels like such a chore, right? So you get tired of doing it. It's in the morning and do I have to go to that job again? Yes. And if you have that kind of attitude, it's really difficult for you to excel. And of course, with excellence also comes the compensations. If you come to academia right from the start just thinking about the compensation, I'm sorry, that's not the place. That's not the place for you. But think about the excellence first. Be consistent in that. Academia is a place that allows you to, if you like, rule yourself, right? You have to be quite self-disciplined, because unlike in certain workplaces where somebody will tell you, this is your target for the year, this is your target for the half year, this is your target for the month, you may not get that happening in academia. But then that also gives you the opportunity to have your own plan. So you should have your target for the year, breaking it down to your target for the semester, your target for every month, and then stay consistent in that. And you would see that you will flourish.
Prof, just one direct question to you. Would you say you are rich? Are you rich?
I think that the definition of of rich may be subjective, but I'm comfortable.
Okay, wonderful. Thanks so much, Prof. Nana Appiah Amfo. We look forward to engaging you.